안녕하세요 여러분, 제르민 AJ예요. My name is AJ and welcome back to Shadow Spinner Reacts, where we are continuing with episode 2 of My Demon. Now if you haven't seen this yet, it's over on Netflix. I strongly recommend you watch it there first, otherwise you're gonna get a little lost because we are gonna be cutting this up for copyright. Some quick housekeeping things. If you can go ahead and drop a like or subscribe or a comment on this video at any point. It really helps out in the algorithm. Also, we do have a Patreon where you can go to vote in the polls to decide what I watch next on my channel, to get content up to 3 weeks early, and to get uncut versions of my reactions that you just have to sync up with your own copy. Or you can just hang out with me here on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But where we left off on this is his tattoo transferred. I'm not entirely sure what the consequences are of that tattoo going to her. Like, does that mean that, like, she's the key to whatever happened to him? Because I think they said he used to be human. Or does that mean she has all of his, like, he's human and she's a demon now? Like, we don't know what that means exactly. But they were playing beautiful romantic music with this very unrealistically perfect wave splash that hit over them like an arch, and the most failed rescue ever. You'd think him being a demon with all these supernatural powers and whatnot, he'd have done a better job of rescuing her in the first place, but that went very sideways very fast. So who knows? Maybe that's just how fate works. There's a limit to your demon powers when fate comes into play. And then, of course, we've got all of the stuff that's going on in her family, which obviously one of them sicked this guy on her. And I still go back to that, like, you shouldn't be asking who sent me. You should be asking why they sent me. And I'm like, no, she knows. She knows exactly why they sent you. It's just that there's several suspects that all have the same motive. She was never confused about why you were sent. It was pretty obvious, actually. And I'm just happy that we're doing a rom-com, and it does feel like a rom-com. It reminds me a little bit, it's of the same tone as, like, Master's Son, where there is, like, a horror element to it. There's moments that are more serious, but at the end of the day, it is a supernatural rom-com, and Korea does those pretty well. So, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this show. Okay, let's press play. 3, 2, 1, play. It would have been really funny if she just, like, had gotten a tattoo that looked like that because she thought it was nice, and he was completely misleading. I know that's not what happened, but it would have been funny. Kudos to the sound design. This is where people don't realize how much sound impacts a scene. Like, go find some creepy music and replay this scene with, like, dark, creepy music, and it'd be the same acting and the same lines, and all of a sudden, like, it would feel like something horrific is about to happen. Like, but the rest of it would still work. Everyone has a demon in their heart. 누구나 마음속에 막만가. I couldn't read the Hangul fast enough. I need to get faster at my Hangul reading. Okay, but he did wake up to save her. But she only needed to be saved in that instance because she was trying to save him. She's like, who is this man and what is he doing in my room? She's like, why are you acting like a concerned boyfriend? You're acting like a loving, concerned, protective boyfriend. And we both know you ain't that. And Secretary's just like, I do not get paid enough to be part of whatever y'all's drama is.
우리 혹시 홍대 갔니? 아니 너는 내가 이러고 있을 동안 옆에서 안 말리고 뭐 했어? 안 돼.
Was I so drunk that I got a tattoo? Why didn't?
뭐야? 비켜.
Your tattoo is valuable to me.
네가 무슨 조상님이야? 내가 내 손목을 에이저를 쓰든 뽀로로를 덮어 씌우든 네가 무슨 상관인데?
Cover it with a pororo. Cover it with a pororo picture. Of all the random things.
이게 왜?
Okay, so the tattoo still activates. Oh, that was. Oh, she hit him so hard because she was straight. Not that was, I think, harder than she meant to hit him because she was straining against the push. So his powers only work while he has physical contact with her.
죽을 뻔한 걸
Do you
구해줬더니
see the
도둑질을?
marks on his face?
류시라 이럴 때일수록 유머가 넘치십니다.
아, 네. 그럼
He's like, I don't know what to do with this. We're just, you know what? Your problems aren't medical. We're gonna leave now.
정구원이랬나? 박 형사님이 부러운 건 그 옷이 아닌 것 같은데요. 그럼 그걸 입은 사람의 얼굴, 몸매, 뭐 존재 그 자체.
No, you'd look good in a suit, sir.
안녕하십니까. 저는 대표님 사건 담당 박경수 경사입니다. 아직
He's wearing a t-shirt under his suit
걸
coat.
보고 가야 마음이 놓일 것 같아서.
With
보시다시피
jeans.
너무 무사해서 이제 가보시는 게.
어쩌다 보니 비혼주의자와 독신주의자가 맞선을 잡았네요.
그런 말이 있죠. 맞선과 교통사고는 나만 잘한다고 피할 수 있는 게 아니라고.
과실 비율이라는 게 있죠. 안전거리 미약보도 과실이니까.
This is gonna be great banter.
전이 다시 보일 때까지 레이저도
Bororo.
오로로도 멀리하시길. 갑니다.
Zero bororo. The detectives are like, what is that about?
알려지죠.
Lasers bororo. Oh, they're taking notes like that was an important clue for the case. Cleaning. Cleaning. Super effective cleaning.
내놔.
내놔.
때문에 전지윤은 계약이므로 새로운 계약을 하지 않거나 계약 만료의 약속을 일초라도 어기면 자연 발화된 자연 발화?
남의 걸 보고 그래.
남이라니. 피보다 진한 월급으로 맺어진 우리
아,
사이에.
잠깐만. 어떻게 찾아낸 거야? 내가 분명히 꽁꽁 숨겨놨는데.
He made the code 6.
근데 이 사장이 불에 타서 없어진다는 거야? 어우 살벌하네.
아무도?
계약은 며칠에 한 번씩 해야 되는데 일주일? 한 달?
몰라. 그래서 더 쫄린다고 지금.
Oh, it doesn't.
한량은 이 사장
He needs to make new deals, but he doesn't actually know what the interval is that he's required to make a new deal
그래서
in.
뒷조사 좀 해봐. 안 되네.
Is he hiding his hands because he actually tried to do something and nothing happened?
좀 다른
전혀? 내가?
아니야?
아니요. 아니요.
아닌 말.
내가? 아니야? He knew it. He called it.
능력이 없어졌다.
이제 능력이 말을 안 듣더니 타투도 옮겨갔어.
자세히 좀 얘기해봐.
나중에
어디가?
She
급한 불부터 꺼야지.
gave up her
오늘 말로
life. She
하는 게
essentially gave up her life to save yours. That's what happened.
왜 이래? 나 데몬이야. 내가 데몬으로 살아온 세월만 200년인데 영혼 수거? 껌이지.
Really? You've only been a demon for 200 years? I'm only 200 years? I'm sorry, that first scene that we saw you in looked substantially longer ago than 200 years.
왜 아무데나 뱉고 그래? 너희들이 지금 누구를 상대하는지 모르나 본데.
You don't have your powers right now.
주제. 덤벼.
You don't have your powers. Oh my gosh, I can't watch this. I can't.
한 명씩 한 명씩. 한 명씩.
You don't have your powers right now.
치면 20이 없어서.
Okay, he still has skill though. The skill is still there, just the excessive powers that he doesn't have. That's the best they can do right now is flip each other off back and forth because they're not strong enough to beat him, but he doesn't have this. He's like, that's my medal.
사람이 죽게 생겼는데 계약 뭐 어쩌고 하더라고요.
도대체 무슨 계약이길래 그렇게까지?
그러니까 궁금해할 필요도 없어요. 그렇게 집요하고 치졸한 방법을 쓴다는 건 분명 우리에게 유리하지 않은 계약이란 뜻이니까.
That is a fact. That she is not wrong about that. The deal would not be beneficial to her.
뉴스 기사 터진 지
Oh, he's killed a lot of people. So, was he actually hired to kill her, or is he kind of just a solo sociopath?
손이 그 피는 뭐야?
Stage makeup.
분장이네.
Yep, that would be my instant go-to cover-up.
누가 보면 사람 죽을 줄 알겠네.
천장에서 물이 좀 새는데요.
Oh, he's dead.
왜 또 그런데?
한번 보시겠어요?
Oh, no. Shouldn't have said anything about his hands.
너네 회사 시가 총액이 2,600억이나 빠졌던데.
수습 중이에요.
누구지?
That's a lot of money to shrink by.
몰라야지. 좀 쉬어. 또 무릎 아프다고 하지 말고.
안 아파. 약 잔뜩 받아왔거든.
I have to go fix my garden next spring. I have strawberries, but they're kind of overrun by weeds. I have onions that are also underrun. I have a thistle that's bigger than any of my other plants.
네 잔소리만 할까?
I actually have to rip out the entire... I have to somehow, like, get the strawberries uprooted, and I can completely redo the bed. And I don't actually know how to do it.
아우 너무하네. 조만간 피겠어 이거.
나한테
She
뭐
doesn't want
숨기는
to-
거 없지?
없기는 나는 몸속에 피 대신 뻥이 흐르는.
I have lies through my veins instead of blood.
솔직하면 그거 어디다 써먹어?
그래. 주여사가 그렇다면 그런 거지. 내가 주여사 말을 들어야지 누구 말을 들어.
어디서 무슨 소리 들었길래?
아 그냥 갑자기 궁금해서.
심각해.
어머니. 아 오자마자 또 엄청 바쁘시네요.
I bet there is something that she's hiding.
말을 안 들어.
일만 하다 그렇게 늙을 것 같으면은 둘이 결혼하는 건 어때?
아 진짜 왜 이상한 소리 하고 그래? 왜 그래?
뭐가 이상해? 뭐 피가 섞이길 했어? 뭐 호적을 얽히길 했어?
아이 고모님도 참.
아 신경 쓰지 마 오빠. 주여사 요새 내 결혼에 완전 꽂혀서 저래. 나 갈게요 주여사. 더 있다가 무슨 말 들지 겁나.
He doesn't look like he actually minds the idea.
아니면 아닌 거지 뭐.
다음에 또 봬요 고모님.
오지 마.
Ultima. Ultima. I think she lied to her about what the health report said. Puppy. She's not interested.
내가 맞선 본 게 그렇게나 놀랄 일이야?
아니 뭐 너무 이르기도 하고 너답지 않으니까. 근데 갑자기 맞서는 왜?
Okay,
맞선
Madame
뭐
Ju
하는 거
is
있어.
probably trying to set her up on blind dates
아니 주여사가 하도
to get her
소원이
married because
난 결혼
she
생각
knows her
없어.
health isn't actually that good and she wants to make sure that Dodo is taken care of before she dies. That's my theory on that.
떨어진 주가는 우리가 최대한 매수할 테니까
이래서 주가 조작, 내부 거래 그런 말이 생기는 거야.
투자 측면으로만 봐도 너네 회사 주식은 충분히 매력적이야.
신경 쓰지 마. 내가 알아서 해결할 거니까.
He's like, I want to support you.
깜빡했어 아주. 도도이 멋진 거.
And she's like, I don't want the rumors.
아니, 나 너무 마음에 들어. 신비사님, 이거 괜찮지 않아요?
네, 무척이나 그렇네요.
It's really funny because, like,
역시 도도이 트렌드 세터야.
because it's such a cute interaction, but it's really well done because, like, from his side, he's flirting, and from her side, she's playing a game with her cousin.
없어?
And
사투를 어떻게 찾아오는지
it's well acted, I think, because I don't get the flirting energy from her, but I get it from him, and I definitely get the sibling energy from her, and it's it's
도도이 뒷조사 어떻게 됐어?
interesting that they managed to pull that off.
저 화살표 지금 우리 회사 꼬라지 같지 않아?
The other thing that could have happened is that if her parents' accident was intentional, Madame Ju could have found out that somebody in her family was responsible for it and might be covering up for her family and feeling guilty about it. That's also a possibility.
대학교 때 직접 디저트 회사를 차렸는데 7년 만에 업계 1위로 만들었어. 그게 바로 미래 F&B.
She has the kind of life that most people sell their soul to you for. And she did it without you.
그리고 탕수육은 두구두구두구두구두구두구. 부모.
아이씨, 탕수육은 찍먹인데.
The sausage go on the side.
중요해?
어제 그렇게 혼자 가시게 두는 게 아니었어요.
비서님 잘못은 물론 내 잘못도 아니라고요.
하지만
나 자신을 탓하고 주위 사람을 탓하고 그렇게 약해지고 싶지 않아요. 그럼 그놈한테 지는 거니까.
그럴 순 없죠.
I like that. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at me. I got unlucky. And I refuse to believe anything else. And I refuse to put blame on you. And I refuse to put blame on me because that is what weak people do, is they blame the victims and they blame people around them.
이럴 때일수록 흔들리면 안 돼.
That I really like this character. I really do. She doesn't come across as cold. She comes across as very driven, a little desperate, and more than a little lonely.
내가 제일 잘하는 걸 해야지.
그게 뭔데?
인간의 마음 올리는 거.
I don't think it's gonna work this time, buddy. That
완전 잘 어울리십니다.
is a terrible dress.
난리겠네. 마이너스 몇 프로라고?
I'm sorry for the insult to the designer, but that is a terrible dress.
기사 한 방에 이렇게 무섭다.
Like, look at the difference between these two dresses, because they looked almost the same, but they actually did the cut a little different on how the waist goes in on the one that Dodo is wearing, which is why it makes it look like it looks so much better on her. It's not the same dress. They did the waist correctly on the one that Dodo is wearing, and they made the waist too loose on the one that I can't remember that character's name is wearing.
뭐 하는 거야?
And they did it to make her look like she's not, doesn't look as good in it.
난 언니가 걱정돼서.
Oh, hello.
언니만 나한테 관심 많은 거 아니야. 나도 언니한테 관심 많아? 지금 나 협박하니? 아니. 협박은 아직 시작도 안 했는데.
I wouldn't blackmail you with something this minor. I don't do things minor. I'm letting you know that I'm paying attention, which means that I'm paying attention to other things you've done as well. This is probably like the least worrisome of the things that I know about you.
생업에 지장이 있을 정도?
언니, 나한테 괜히 힘 빼지 마. 전쟁 놀이는 사이좋게 남매끼리 하라고.
I love that. She's like, I'm not blackmailing you. I'm reminding you about how much damage I can do if you want to go to war with me. So I'm going to assume that you made an error in judgment, and I'm going to give you the chance to correct it, and then you can play with somebody close to your level.
그 아이에게 용서를 받지 못할게.
So you do know something.
지옥은 자매님의 마음속에 있습니다.
Ah. So she was there when the accident happened. But she didn't look satisfied at the accident. She looked horrified at the accident. So was it actually an accident, but it was her fault? And she never admitted it? And she's been trying to atone by taking care of the daughter?
그거 아니야?
아프잖아. 아프잖아.
계약 연락 기간은 10년. 물론 배고플 일은 절대 없지.
Oh, so this is how he remembered his past life. Why is everything red? Oh, that is creepy as heck. I didn't know he ate fish.
근데 지금 이 사장은 능력이 없잖아. 그럼 뭐로 올리지?
능력이 왜 없는데?
그거야 타투가 그 여자한테 옮겨갔으니.
You just gave information to crazy lady.
이 사장한테 무슨 일이 생긴 건지.
I can't decide whether I'm annoyed by her character or whether it's hilarious enough that I'm not annoyed by her character. You know who she reminds me of? Oh, I got it. In in A Korean Odyssey, the secretary who was like, I think she was a dog demon or something that was like beyond super obedient to the boss man, not the main character, but to I can't remember the character's name. To the guy in charge.
멀쩡하다 못해 빛이 나네?
나한테서 빛이 났어?
Well, yeah, you've got a bounce board
지난번
putting
식사비도
light
그렇고
back on your face.
함께 신세진 것 증상이 어떤데?
아무것도 못하겠어. 너무도 무기력하고 더 이상 예전의 내가 아닌 것 같은 난생 처음 겪는 아주 낯설고 이상한 기분이야.
그런 건 정신과를 가야지. 날 찾아오면
아니, 너만 얘기를 줄 수 있어.
Oh my gosh, this sounds like a confession, but it's not. Honestly, though, what he described sounds suspiciously like depression more than anything else. Oh, he's gonna go collect and he needs her with him. So, rather than taking her soul, he's gonna use her to create other contracts and to collect other souls. What in the world is this? The fact that there's multiple cars lined up like that is just, that's just a whole... There's no... That can't possibly be based on any... Like, there's... Nobody can be that shameless, right?
한강 구경이 언제부터 죄였지?
She's overthinking it, but you literally just parked her next to multiple cars where indecent things are happening. And yet she was like, it's our first time, so we shouldn't be outside. Which means that she was okay with going along with that if they were in a different location.
확실해. 이건 키스 타임이야.
Oh no. Oh, she's always... You would think after the 5th or 6th time that she got played like this, and he's not even playing on purpose. He's not trying to lead her on. 이게 아니야? This isn't it? Dude, you don't have unlimited breath anymore. You have to go up for air.
말했으면 안 할 게 뻔하니까.
쓰레기. Trash. I'm sure there's worse ways you could have handled it. I just can't think of any right now. Oh, it's not going to show us who took it? Did Doi put a listening device on his tie? She doesn't seem like the type of person who would do something that unethical. Especially not when she was tying his tie that badly that would almost force him to have to retie it so it'd easily get found, too. Is this his apology? So he's still got some level of power because he kind of, like, teleported there. Okay. For a man who has interacted with humans for as long as he really sucks at interacting with humans. He has to make another deal soon, too. I think he's got to replace it looks like his entire clock thing is full. My guess is that he has to keep it full. That once one deal is collected upon, he needs to find a new deal to replace, and that'll put a clock back. That makes sense to me. You just always keep it full, and that's your quota, so to speak, of how many contracts you have at any given point in time. But he has a time limit to accomplish that in, but he himself doesn't know what the time limit is. So I also want to read the Demon Manual. That was a very thick manual. I want to read the Demon Manual. He has no idea what took his tattoo away. I'm fairly certain it was the element of sacrifice. Especially since we're dealing with like demons and stuff. It just makes sense that sacrifice is a common thematic element. And self-sacrifice to save him, which is ironic that she'd sacrifice herself to save a demon, but she didn't know he was a demon, would have... It's so counter to the expectations that he is placing on humanity, and clearly that expectations that a lot of this world has on humanity, that, you know, their perception that humans are selfish, humans are greedy, humans are, you know, going to do what's in their own self-interest, and she did the opposite of that. She actually sacrificed herself for the benefit of somebody else, so she gets the benefits, and he also might be being punished a little bit for being in a situation where somebody was able to sacrifice themselves for him. So, but it's interesting that, like, she didn't take his power. She's gatekeeping his power. It's like she's the bank for his power, and he needs to physically touch her to access it, but she doesn't actually have any control over it. And, you know, there are so many things he could have done to just prove to her, kind of. Like, she'd probably still think she'd lost her mind a little bit, but she hadn't been drinking and whatnot that day. So if he really just wanted to show her, he could have grabbed her wrist to access his powers and then done some tricks and whatnot, like visual tricks, like, you know, he can make things stop, he can make things move, he can make things freeze in mid-air, like all that stuff. He could have done that and just shown it to her to be like, hey, cool, magic happens. That's why your tattoo is important to me, because you took my tattoo. Don't know how it happened. But at least then that would have put her in the same reality that he's in. But I am enjoying this. I kind of really want to watch the next episode right now, and I can't because I have to go wake the baby up from his nap. But I'm really enjoying this show. This is K-drama that I look forward to. Like, this is the type of K-drama I love the most in the world. I just love it. So I'm happy to be back with it. So that's going to be it for today. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon or hang out with me here on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. But that'll be it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Annyeong.